UPDF have just released the next level AI powered PDF editor, UPDF 2.0. And of course it has all your standard stuff like editing PDFs, highlighting, even annotating, as well as OCR, optical character recognition, where you can get stuff like this, so like handwritten text, pictures of text, and turn it into editable text on the screen. As well as all that, they've released UPDF AI, and now this will allow you to leverage AI to summarize, translate, explain, chat, make mind maps, etc., all with your PDFs. And now it's not only like ChatGPT where you just drag and drop files in and talk to them and ask things. This is like a holistic platform where you can see you can actually just add all of these files in and suddenly you have this single place to use them. And now it's not again like ChatGPT where this is all like black boxed and you can't see what's happening. In here, let me just open something up like this contract. In here, I can then just like go straight in and actually edit it like this here. And now you might think you can do this in Adobe, but Adobe's a fortune. It's so expensive, and you know, everybody hates it because it's just so convoluted. Like last time I had to sign a contract, it was an absolute nightmare to edit it. I had to sign up to a free trial, and then it took ages to work and nothing was happening, and it was an absolute nuisance, right? But with UPDF, all I have to do is go here, do the free download, install it, and boom, I now have it on here, and I can go between different PDFs like this here, blah, 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 as you can see. So let's get into what this actually looks like, and let's get some hands-on with this. So on the left, if we look at the tools, we have organized pages. This is, you can see all the pages. If we go back here and close that up top, you can see all the other stuff, thumbnails, bookmarks, comments, form fields, and attachments. And up the top here, this is the things that we can do. So if we close that, you can see we can comment, edit, form, or redact. Now redact's a really cool one because I think from this you can then, if you really wanted to put it into your AI system like ChatGPT or Gemini or something, this is really handy because often you'll have documents that you don't want to give them all the information, right? So in here, you can just shunk, black it out, redact it, and boom, you're done. And there we go, it is fully redacted. Now, if I want to say add a signature, and go to comments, signature, I already have one here that I've created, and then I can just bam, get my signature, and we'll resize it because it goes with whatever size it is when you add it in. There we go, it's my little AI look signature I just made up. And boom, it's literally that easy. Now, of course, you can highlight, you can add stuff like, you know, you can add your text, rectangles, whatever you want, right? These are the kind of things that you could do to then, if you want to say annotate it, so we'll add like a sticky note here, and I'll say, check this out. And what I can do now is I could head on over to my phone or any of like 4 devices at the same time to then check out this PDF that's been edited. And as I was showing you, it's cool because you have it all here in a single place. You can even upload this up here into the cloud, so then you always have your files, right? Now another cool thing they have is this OCR. So we have here an example, right? This is a picture, right, of a document. Now here you can't change it, you can't edit it, you can't get any of the stuff that you want, right? What you can do is you go to Tools, you go to OCR, and then here we have editable PDF. So just leave it as that, click Convert, where you want to save it, so we'll just save it here, that's fine by me. And then now it will then convert this into text that you can actually edit and you can copy out of, because that's one of the big things, right? So now we can see that it's actually gotten this text, right? So let me zoom out a little bit so we can see it all. And say you wanted to copy this here, so you can now just highlight it, and boom, you can then start copying it, changing it, etc. Or, you can see what's just popped up here, we can actually start to use AI on this now as well, because it can actually read the text, so you can just pass the text in instead of the image. So I'm back here on the home screen, and I can click down on the bottom on AI. And from here, we can then chat to a document or whatever you want using AI. So if we go to downloads, and I'll pass in this contract here, click open. And then from here now, I have this where I can interact with AI. So up in the top right here, we have UPDF AI. And from here, we have the contract, as you can see. Now, we can just start chatting, or you can go through some of the functions they have here. So chat, translate, PDF translation, so not even having to change it into text first, summarize, and then explain. So let's just click chat with PDF. And now we'll be able to actually chat with this. So it's basically processing all of this information so that we can then talk with it. So this document is document blah 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 is a comprehensive contract for blah blah blah. So now it's even giving me suggested questions to ask against this document. What does the contract include regarding liability? That's an interesting one. So let's click on that and we'll see. Because as everyone knows, trying to read these is an absolute nightmare. Normally you have a couple of questions, right? Which is like, what can I do? What can't I do? And you have specific ideas. And so you can just ask it in here and it'll go and check it against this document and it'll give you the answer. And so we can open this right up here so we can see the markdown table that it's created. I'll move me back up. And there we go. So now we have the answer. So the contract includes comprehensive liability waivers as outlined below, blah, blah, blah. Now that's the main features, and all of this you get, man, for like less than 3 months of ChatGPT. Now you can actually get a lifetime deal as well, where essentially you pay once and you can use UPDF forever. For example, I've just shown you, right, that we're on UPDF 2.0, right? Well, once you download this and sign up and buy it for the lifetime, right, you can then get every next version completely free. So when UPDF 3.0 comes out, you can just upgrade and boom, you get it. You're grandfathered at the rate in which you originally pay. So specifically for UPDF 2.0 release, if we come down to tools down the bottom, we have a few major new releases, which are batch PDFs. So within here now you can do batch changes to more than one document. So you can convert a number of documents. For example here, we can add in a file. So let's add in something here. Let's add in the PDF. So let's just do this travel newspaper. And from here, we can then actually change this to something else. So for example, .docx, Excel sheet, rich text, CSV, whatever you want, HTML. That's a pretty cool one. Let's click on that, click apply. And then now it will go and it will change this into an HTML file. And that way you can now turn this PDF into an HTML that you could actually have on your website. And just like that, boom, it's done. And then we can see here that it's converted it into an HTML with the relevant images, which is super cool because now you have all these images extracted as well. Another thing we can do is we can actually watermark it, and we can watermark many at once, which is the whole point in this batch one. So from here you can actually see the watermark one here. If we click on that, you can then say select this file, right? And here this is the batch process, as you can see. So I can add multiple files and it will work to all of them at the same time. So let me just add a file here. We'll add in the new hire checklist. And for these files, we can then click create over here, text. We can just give it some watermark like AI look. And there we go. Instead of single, let's do grid. There we go. And we can change stuff here. So we can change the spacing like this, whatever you want. We can change the size, etc. And there we go. Then click save. And now if we flatten that and apply it, this will then apply this watermark to all of these files. So now, I'll bring them over in a second. We can just open them back up in here actually. So let me open a file. And you can just either drag and drop, or you can select it like this. And there you go, you can see that this now has this AI look watermark all over it, which is cool. And so if you go over to the top left here, we can see all of the different batch process ones because we're inside this batch process tab, which is another nice feature here that everything stays open as tabs. So we can go across multiple PDF files at the same time, and it's like a nice holistic platform to keep them all in. But inside here you can see that we have convert, merge, OCR, compress, so you can actually compress and merge them together, which is such a lifesaver because the amount of times I go online and I have to merge a bunch of PDF files through some dodgy website that I don't want to upload my data to, it's a nightmare. And then actually having to compress those down so I can add them as attachments, and it's a nightmare. So to have all of this in a single platform is amazing. If you are interested, it will be the first link in the description below. Head on over to updf.com and get 2.0, and I highly recommend getting the lifetime one because, as I said, whenever new features come out like this UPDF AI one, like whatever they're going to add to next, you're going to get this completely free when you upgrade. And again, it's a holistic platform which is much better than ChatGPT for this use case. So head on over to the link in the description below, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.